This is my Handroanthus impetiginosus, aka pink trumpet tree. It's the subtropical or Central American variety. It's not the tropical, the tababuya from the Caribbean that has the evergreen waxy leaves. This is the one that you commonly see in Southern California, Latin America. They have the softer leaves. They look similar, except this one seems to be a little hardier than the tababuya from the Caribbean. I did have one here last year that I planted, actually planted in November of 2022. It was a 7-foot tree that I'd gotten online, but that one didn't make it through the winter. Not sure if it got too much water or it was cold, but it was dead by spring. So I had a tababuya that I bought in 2021. This one I got as a seedling from a Florida seller, so it was maybe about 8 inches. When I got it in October of 2021, I had it in a pot for 2 years, where again, they don't seem to do well in pots. They sort of just barely grow and they just look stunted. So last May in 2023, I decided to plant this one here where the old tababuya was, and it's grown to, I don't know, maybe 8 feet, close to 8 feet. And that was mostly all in 1 year. This was only maybe this tall. It was maybe about 2 feet tall when I had it in a pot and planted it last May. So since that time, it's grown easily over 5 feet. Last winter was mild. I still covered it. I used frost cover and Christmas lights. So I'll try to get as much incandescent mini Christmas lights wrapped around it. And then I use PVC and rebar pipes to hang the frost cover sheets over it. It's not, you know, a super tight seal. It's literally just draping it over so that no frost lands on the leaves, no cold wind hits it directly. And you know, there's still obvious gaps on the bottom between the ground and the frost sheet, but I don't worry about keeping the ambient air temperature 5 degrees above, whatever. It's just keep the frost off of it so the leaves and the stems don't die back. And this one had absolutely zero dieback this past winter. It was mild, but I was glad nothing died. I didn't have to prune anything off. This winter it might be too big, probably too big to cover. So I might put some Christmas lights, but I'm hoping that between the house, this angel trumpet, and the bougainvillea, and this eucalyptus, and just where it's tucked in a corner, hoping it has a good microclimate, because it does get super cold back here, at least towards the back property line. It's a good 7 degrees colder than it is out in the front or any other spot in the yard. But this corner here is a pretty good spot for a natural microclimate, because that bougainvillea was barely protected, and it took off. And angel trumpet as well, they both had almost no protection and hardly any dieback. Same with this pink or the princess flower. I did use like a bed sheet, but other than that, again, that's not a true frost cover, or at least cold protection. It's just keeping the frost at least off of it, but no dieback. So I'm hoping this pink trumpet tree next year maybe it blooms. They don't have a long maturity time, at least from my read. They don't take that long. It's not one of those type of trees that take 10 years or whatever, 12 years when you grow them from seed. So I'm hoping that next spring maybe I get some blooms, if not for sure in 2026. But again, this is a pink trumpet or Handroanthus impetiginosa or ginosus. This is zone 9B, Northern California. I'm in the Sacramento area, so These can grow here, even though you read online, a lot of the sources say zone 10 and above. Well, I'm in zone 9B, and this one has been alive for 3 years, and it's been in the ground for a year, and it's taking off in this clay soil. So if you have any other questions, comments on how to grow them in a marginal climate like zone 9B, you can ask them, but I don't consider them to be very difficult to grow, and they should be even hardier once they're mature.